In 2025, job hunting as an immigrant isn't just about sending out your CV. It's about playing the game strategically, building alliances, and knowing how to stand out in a very crowded market. In this video, I'll be explaining the 5 modern job search tips that actually work. Number 1, network with your fellow immigrants, not just on LinkedIn. Why do I say this? My first junior business analyst role was actually gotten by the help of my fellow immigrant. I was looking for a job that I could do that would actually help me pay my school fees. I was actually looking for a care job. All it took was another immigrant friend of mine that came and said, oh, I actually went to make hair for one of my clients and I saw that she does things that are similar to the things that you do. Let me refer you to her so you could work for her company. And then she referred me to that person, and then the person saw my CV and she's like, oh, you're studying business analytics, can you use this tool, can you use that tool, come and work for me in my office. If I hadn't made that relationship with that fellow immigrant, I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity that I got. I also have a friend that's currently on a sponsored role and she got to that position due to a friend of her referring her to that company. My point is, you never really know where the opportunities lie. You need to be very, very open, and you need to be able to relate to your fellow immigrants because you don't know. This can actually be the quickest way that you can get a job. Not just networking on LinkedIn. Actually being open to make friends with your fellow immigrants that understand your struggles, that understand what you're going through. They can actually help you and position you in the right job. You never really know. Even if you don't get the jobs by networking with your fellow immigrants, you can be introduced to WhatsApp groups, Telegram groups that can actually get you jobs that you never knew you could even have access to if you didn't speak to the person you spoke to that introduced you to that platform in the first place. Try to also network with your fellow immigrants on LinkedIn. Request for coffee chat. You really never know. Like I said, this could be the quickest way that you could actually get a job. You would never know if you don't try. Secondly, plan to provide value first. What do I mean? You don't want to be applying for these jobs and then the company reaches out to you and then the first thing that you're requesting for is sponsorship. How would they know that if they sponsor you, you provide the value that they want from you in the first place? If you actually need sponsorship and you are, let's say, on a post-study work visa and you have the opportunity to actually go and work for the company for at least 3 months before you request for sponsorship, please do that first. I think you need to approach it from the angle of trying to provide value first so that when you're requesting for the sponsorship, it is easier for them to actually say yes to it rather than saying no on the dot. Because what it does is when you're mentioning sponsorship first, actually chasing the employer away, they might not even get you an interview. Most times, even if you want to mention sponsorships, maybe try to mention sponsorships after you have gotten the offer, even before you start. Asking for sponsorship right off the bat is the easiest way to get denied. It's the easiest way to not even have an interview. So if I thought you must ask when you have an offer. If you can wait for at least 3 months after you've delivered value, wait for 3 months after you've worked with them and you've actually delivered value so that their chances of saying no will be lower. If you also request for it after the interview and they've given you an offer, at least they know what they stand to gain from employing someone like you because you've already shown them what you can give them through the interview. Thirdly, you need to pose as an expert even if you are just a beginner in your field. This requires you packaging your CV properly to the point that it is so irresistible and you seem like you have an idea of what you are doing. Why I'm saying this is that sometimes when we relocate, we actually want to pivot into new career paths. In most cases, most of us pivot into new career paths. But what that means is that you don't have any past experience in that field. But you want to package your CV properly in such a way that you look like an expert. You can do this by learning all the tools that are required. You can do this by learning all the skills required for that new role. Do all you can do to make yourself irresistible to the recruiter. As an immigrant, all the odds are already stacked up against you. You need to do all you can do to break beyond that and get the opportunity that you want for yourself. Finally, you need to actually plan to apply for multiple roles. What do I mean by this? Even if I want to be a business analyst, I should have a CV for a business analyst role and probably a project manager role. You need to give yourself options so that you have a higher chance of securing a job fast. You cannot put all your eggs in one basket. You want to do all that you can do to explore the job market to get results. You really don't know what opportunity would click because you need a job and I know that you need it really fast. So while you're actually learning those skills, trying to get certified, I know it's expensive, I know it's time consuming, I know it will take up a lot from you, but try to do it for 2 different job roles because the more you're able to put yourself out there and apply to more roles, the higher the chances of you actually getting interviews that will potentially lead to offers in the long run. I know we left our home country for a reason and that reason we have to achieve it. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit that subscribe button for more content like this. See you in my next video. Bye. Say bye. In 2025, job hunting, I was actually looking for a care job. And then, stop now, please. when the company reaches out to you. And then when the company reaches out to you, the first thing that you are requesting for. What is it now? Allow me to shoot my video. Please.